Hi guys. Hi Facebook. I'm on Facebook too. It's been a while, you guys. I don't know if you missed me, but here I am. Relocated, not quite where I said I would be. Hi Jen Lee, what's happening? Lots of fun news. I've got an astrologer in my pocket. I can't wait for you guys to play with Moxie. We're going to be doing some lessons up and coming about astrology. So we're going to give you those little cues, clues, and tricks to understanding. Hi Matt. We're going to teach you how to understand astrology and make it super simple and give you a system so that you can unpack all the data and follow along when you're getting your daily aspects, when you're hearing about your zodiac. We're going to teach you sun, moon, rising, decanates, degrees, orbs, houses, the zodiac signs, and the planets. So it's going to be pretty amazing. However, coming to you live from St. George, Utah, not quite the same energy as Miami was going to be, but I derailed my little train for a little while and I found my home here. So I'm excited to say that I'm staying here and playing with my tribe here. So coaching going to be going on. I have a new office going up in American Shaman over on Sunset for those of you that are local. That's going to be really fun. So you get to come in and one-on-one, sit with me, get some coaching, get some Reiki, do some theta, play with some of our classes that's going to be going on there. That's going to be really fun. Hi, Louie. Hello, Soraya. I'm so proud of you. You're amazing. Hi, Candy. What's going on, Jen? What's going on? So the degrees. So Jen, if you have a question about the degrees, there's two different numbers that come up when you're talking. Well, there's more than two. However, one of the things to know is when Moxie describes the zodiac wheel. Hi, Vicky. When Moxie goes in and describes it step by step, she talks about degrees. So here's what makes it cool and easy is if you think of, I mean, obviously the planets are in space and we got to take it down to a 3D or, two-dimensional piece of paper in order for you to understand it. And if you're like looking down at a mobile, like a baby's mobile, and you're looking down at it, they're all going to have their placements, okay? So, hi Champagne, hi Miriam. So what we have is like a 2D flat plane that we can look at. And when you put all of the pieces of the zodiac in play and all of the signs are in 30-degree increments, okay? And as you're looking at the zodiac wheel, each of the 30-degree increments will tell you 0 being the beginning and 30 almost to completion, right? So each one is 30 degrees, which is 360 degrees of a wheel. In addition to that, we have the planets, okay? And each zodiac sign is ruled by a specific planet. Happy New Year to you. Do Caitlin, I miss you. You need to connect with me. Thank you. Thank you. So you have the degrees of each sign. And each sign is ruled by a specific planet. And here's what's cool. They're just like tarot cards. If you understand the personality of a planet, you can understand the personality of a zodiac sign. So that's where we get you to begin and then beyond. So that's the fun part of that. And then you have your aspects. Aspects being how planets in their movements affect each other. So if you think of a magnet, and these come together, some magnets come together and work well, and some oppose each other, and they push each other away and create conflict. Just like how when you mix certain personalities, okay, like Vanessa and I. Hi, Moxie. So when Vanessa and I are together, we potentiate one another. So that would be like an aspect. So when we're together, we're amazing. We're 10 plus times, right? So I know that astrology really sounds like how I describe it: hieroglyphs, trigonometry, geometry, hieroglyphs, and fucking Latin, because you got to understand it's a whole new language as well. But I want to make this simple, and Moxie is an absolute machine. I mean, I've been saying this for weeks now, that if I were to put my money on a processor or a computer machine or Vanessa, I bet on Moxie dollars to donuts every time. So that's how we're going to begin playing with some of that energy for you regarding astrology, because here's the thing. Astrology has been the thing that I've been looking for. It seems like, I've tried out literally every religion. Thank you for the likes. Please share and subscribe and hang out with me for a while because this is going to get ridiculously fun. So here's the thing about astrology. I've literally played with picking apart every religion I can think of. I've played with Catholic, Mormon, because that system was pretty amazing, right? They've got a template beyond belief. I tried to go pagan a little bit. It didn't match. I tried to go Wiccan. I even went agnostic, trying to pick everything apart and really get to the core of things too. Jen says, Latin's hard to learn. I skipped that class when I had it in high school. But here's what's true about Latin and astrology as well. If you understand the foundations, it opens you up to learning the other depths, okay? Worth it. But we're going to break this down for you so you understand it. But like I was saying, the only thing I don't like about astrology is the fact that it took me years to believe it, because in my mind, astrology was like an overgrown fortune cookie. It was like some Dear Abby shit that was in the newspaper and somebody made it up. However, when I really met a master at it, Maru Matu of Sun Soul Astrology and Nam Visakis of Spiritual Bodybuilder, I started to see that what they were talking about in the daily aspects were happening in my own life. And so it got even bigger than that. And here's what's cool about astrology. Micro, macro, okay? Micro being the small thing, macro being the big. And I started to see that not only did the planets affect me, that I was affecting, my own cosmos as well. And it's not just, you're not an individual, but when you really start to learn, and I unpack astrology for you, because to me, astrology was all about like something out there and something mystical that I didn't understand. And as a paramedic for 20 years, I'm all about keeping it simple because the basics are where it's at. That's the heart of anything. If you can get the foundation right, you can do anything. So what I learned was, how is it that me and 100 million people that were born on the same day have the same personality? Because it's absolutely not true. But here's what's true. If you look at, like I was saying, how Moxie and I are these little beautiful potentiation magnets, like we totally blow each other up. I mean, she puts me on a pedestal and I put her on a pedestal and we just shine when we're together, right? So certain planets do that to one another. You ever been around your ex and he just brings out the worst in you? Certain planets do that to one another. So here's what's true. If you look at your own individual placement in the world, okay? Oh, yeah, Jen, I was a CCT paramedic and field training officer for 20 years. So yes, that club is something totally different. Thank you for the likes. So I will tell you that it never made any sense to me until someone really began to pick apart my chart and explain it to me. Sun or Venus affects it the most. So, and it all depends on what your natal chart. So I'm going to say these words to you, but I'm going to keep them simple. Natal chart, meaning the placement of your body, your soul, your spirit on the day you were born. And I'm not talking about just the day. I'm talking about the time and where you were facing the sun, where the moon was in its placement, and all the other planets. Some planets being in retrograde, which mess up your energy. Others were the planets that are opposed. And then when you have that little template, that little planet, that little beautiful snowflake that is you, all the little angles and lines and points and crystalline little glowy spots that is you, as the planets move around, as we move through life, they pull on different energies, and you can literally prove where your childhood injury is, where your destiny lies, what your strengths are, what's your Achilles heel, the thing that brings you low, okay? What your weaknesses, your fears, etc. It is the most brilliant thing. And I will talk about astrology like my religion, because here's what's true. I can prove it. And that's one thing I've never been able to found with any other religion. And so if I talk to you, and like I said, you've heard me say it before, astrology is like the best book I've ever read, and I can't put it down. There's just more and more and more, and I keep unfolding, unpacking the next chapter, and it's gotten better and bigger and more beautiful as I go along. And so I'm so excited to share that with you guys, because it seemed like such a big project for me. I mean, it was like quantum physics, okay? I didn't even know what quantum physics was. My only regret about astrology is that I didn't take it more serious, and that I didn't investigate it sooner, because here's what's true. I feel like so behind the curve right now that it's driving me crazy, but I don't want to see that happening to anybody else. So Moxie and I are going to be doing some classes side by side. I channel spirit, which is When I was told to do YouTube, Maru had said, just channel the planets. And I didn't understand it at first, but I just trusted spirit, and I jumped in there and I did. I channeled the, I channeled the aspects of the planets, and it was spot on every time. And so, I was told that if I understand tarot cards in relationship to astrology, because each card literally has symbols. Let's see if I can find one for you. For example, the Devil card's all Capricorn, number 15. And if you look at those cards, they will have those symbols on them. Like, for example, let me give you one. Wheel of Fortune, Aries, Emperor. So there you have the Aries, the symbol. So if you understand Aries, you will understand completely how that card will behave in a reading. See? So if you understand tarot, kids, you can have an easier time when we teach you how to do this. So for example, let's see if I can find another one. And I know Moxie has a system in place, like entire charts and PowerPoint. You're going to love this shit. Hi, boss. There's boss. Hi, Babalawo of My Psychic One. Here, the sun card. So if you look here, if you understand the sun, you have the sun symbol right here. And if you understand the sun as how it affects everything, how it's the light in your life, it's the balance, it's the source. If you understand the sun card, you understand the sun itself and how it plays in astrology, right? I want to find the Justice card, like, so the Magician, Mercury, all about communication. I hope I got that right. My memory is not what it used to be. But so when you have that, like I said, Neptune. Let's see here. The Justice card, is that Libra or Gemini? So anyway, this is a little bit about what we're going to be talking about and playing with, okay? So get excited. It's going to be fun, and I want to make it simple for you. And here's what's true. I'm not giving away the mysteries of the universe. I'm giving you tools to follow along, but here's what's true. When I level up my tribe levels up. So I want people around me that are on my level. I don't want a bunch of little minions that do as I say, or a bunch of people that are stupid that I have to teach all the time, because none of us are stupid. Not even a little bit. This is just... it used to be treated as with much more reverence than it is. And our community, our society has a tendency to be all about 3D, what we can prove, what we can see, what we have. But we've had a spiritual shift lately in the fact that, you know, people are starting to look for more connection. And here's what's true. My ex and I were having a conversation, and then my mentor, almost the same conversation came up. And I was saying, people aren't searching for religion. People aren't searching for spirituality. They are, in a sense. However, what's true is people are seeking connection. And so as we're digging deeper, we're trying to find source, right? And here's the cool thing about astrology. You can prove it. You can pick it apart. You can look at it. You can, you know, it always brings you back full circle. So we're going to be bringing that to the table. But in the meantime, I will be doing some one card readings. So for those of you on my YouTube, post your question in the comments. You two guys here on Facebook, I'm more than happy to pull some questions. And I also want to tell you, if you want a one-on-one with me for your New Year's reading, you can find me karmaondeck.com. You can find me on my links. I'll put my email here for you guys to reach out or DM me for Facebook. But you can also find me on My Psychic One, mypsychic.one. But if you want your one-on-one, hi there, with me for your New Year's reading, I will play with that. If you want your astrology chart done, just let me know. And not only will I teach you what I'm looking at, how I did it, but I'll give you, it's not like a magical wand where I'm going bing and I'm the only one that can do it. So I'll help you unpack your chart and teach you like how to follow along moving forward and what to look for. Like there's 3 points that you want to learn right out the gate, and that's your sun, moon, and rising. Moxie, what is it? Sun is who you are. Moon is how you feel and process emotions, how you do things. And your rising sign is how people perceive you, how you go out and get things. So who you are, how you think and feel, and how you're going to go get it. So sun, moon, and rising, you need your birth date and time and place, and we can do that for you. So I know you want to do this. It'll be a lot of fun. Reach out, karmaondeck.com. Come find us on My Psychic One, both me and Moxie. We have a whole lot to show for it. We've been planning this for about 3 weeks. I mean, it's been Early morning, 5 a.m. I hate mornings. I'd rather stay up all night and kick it with her at 5 a.m. than get up at 5 a.m. But she is irresistible in the morning. I mean, she makes me coffee. She's beaming, smiling, and she's over there on the whiteboard first thing in the morning going decanates, orbs, aspects, houses, okay? So for me, I've been studying it for a year, but Moxie just needed it for a couple weeks, and she's like, I got this, and then I'll turn around and explain it to you. So anyways, let's jump into some readings right now. Like I said, if you want your one-on-one, book those now. I've got a couple openings today and tomorrow before New Year's. I will be doing readings New Year's Eve, so you can do live video chat, or you can give us a phone call. Those of you in the Southern Utah area, you can come and see me. And so that's where we're going to begin with it. So right now, hi Tiffany, post your questions, ask me anything. I don't mind if it's a coaching question. I don't mind if it is a astrology question, a how-to tarot question. If it's a spiritual block, I don't mind. If you want to ask a question for the cards, I'd be more than happy to jump in there and whatever it is you like. So let's begin with that. I know Moxie was on this morning talking about our aspects today, and from what she was telling me, it was going to be weird energy. And what she meant by weird is everybody's energy is going to feel off. So off meaning I'm frustrated and don't know why. I'm, angry. Communication is weird. People are frustrated. People are feeling like they're in the machine, in the matrix. So it's going to be odd energy for the rest of the day. So you can expect people to be acting wonky. And sure as shit, I woke up this morning and boom, the text started rolling through and things are wonky. So let's take a look here. Miss Jen Lee, will me and new Libra male become a couple? He's already presented himself, but he's going through a divorce. Copy that shit. All right, so this is for Jen Lee. Hi, Christine Keenan. What's kicking? All right, so this is Jen. So yes, I'm seeing that you've been waiting, because look, if you hear, we have the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is waiting. She's literally standing on a cliff and overlooking the ocean. I do feel like this individual is waiting for evidence or pulling evidence, because if you see here on the Hermit card has knowledge, information. It's the pathway to understanding. There's a scroll in the background, the tree of life, etc. There's illumination. So I really feel like he's waiting for evidence before he moves forward. So it's a chess game with him. Nobody likes that. However, I do feel like there's going to be a little bit of a delay. Yep, because there is the Hangman. Very charming individual, by the way, Jen. But I do see things happening and moving forward for you. There is the Nine of Pentacles, and that is all about celebration. So this is a good thing. I like the energy dealing with that. Vanessa is saying that it's like that every time the moon changes signs. So as the moon, here's the thing about daily aspects. Hi, boss. So here's the thing about daily aspects. Is the moon goes through the signs, and it's the only one that does a change of signs often, more often than any other planet, because it's constantly in motion. It's a fast elliptical. So as you're playing with moon energy, it shifts throughout the day as well as throughout the week and the month, etc. So she's saying it's like that every time the moon changes signs. It gets a little weird. So again, we talk about degrees as we go through that. And you guys can donate. There's my PayPal there. You can super chat. That would be much appreciated and welcome. But here's the thing. So when you look at your daily aspects from an astrologer, that's what they're pulling. They're pulling what planets are showing up and how the moon is affecting it. Some planets, like Moxie was telling me on the 1st, only cycle around, or certain conjunct aspects or trines, squares, etc. only happen once every like 34 years. For example, you do have, like mine, Chiron return. Chiron's your childhood injury, and your Chiron return is that 49 years of when it returns and whether you heal it or kill it, so to speak. So I'm coming up on my Chiron return, and I am not playing this shit another 49 years. Moxie, will you please post for me since you're, hey, dang, Vivian, I got a dang Vivian over here. So, Moxie, will you please describe in the notes here for me for future reference so I can remember it well? Sun, moon, and rising. We had it basically pretty simple. It was sun, or go to the channel. It was sun is this, who, what, how, or whatever, and then the planets and whatever. She's amazing at describing all of that. So this one here is for Isaac. I want to confirm that my feminine Leo still loves me, and I want to reconcile and wants to reconcile with me, and I feel intense connection recently. Thank you. So this is for Isaac. So Isaac, I feel like this individual is pulling on dual energy, sitting on the fence, so to speak, and that you're being put on a little bit of a delay. And so as you're sitting here feeling like you're in purgatory, this person is making up their mind. I do feel like there is a connection here. Definitely seeing that they're very judgmental as well. If you can get past whatever apology is necessary or whatever judgment is playing with this energy, you can get through it. But I do feel like there's a lot of destined energy, or energy that feels as if you can expect this to return and be a little bit more. So destiny, justice card, I would just watch out. I feel like this individual is judgmental a little bit. But if you want a one-on-one with me to unpack this relationship, let me know. KarmaOnDeck.com or MyPsychic.one. So she's saying right here, Chiron and Aries, she's having her return too. So I'm talking to Michelle Borth. Will I find love soon or be single for even more years of waiting? Okay, Michelle, let's take a look and see. Hi, there's Moxie. So if you guys have any astrology questions, hi Miriam, I've got a Moxie in the house. So Tammy, just post your question right there and I will jump on it for you. Will you put hounds up for me? Michelle, I'm seeing that you walked away from a situation that wasn't serving you. And if you want to get a one-on-one with me, Tammy, a full-on reading, it's KarmaOnDeck.com. You can find my my links on my page or DM me and I have an appointment for you. But I'm seeing here for you, Michelle, that you've had some miscommunication and possibly a move. And I'm seeing that fear is keeping you from staying connected. And I'm also seeing the Ace of Swords. And I also feel like your last relationship, the person wasn't very honest. I'm seeing the Four of Pentacles, which someone wasn't honest, betrayed you in some way. You got some blocks there. I can't promise that something's going to shift soon, but I'm kind of seeing that there are some issues for you. I see you online dating. You got some healing to do a little bit on that. Hello, Norma. So Miriam, what do my guys want to tell me? Just feel like I need to hear from them. So are you meditating? This is my big thing, is meditation. I didn't really discover what meditation could do for me as a tool until I got it right. And what I mean by getting it right is starting to see sacred geometry, starting to recognize my own voice, starting to find peace and better sleep. And the thing about meditation is not so much that you're just bringing yourself inner peace, it's for enlightenment and opening your third eye. I promise you that if you keep hunting after meditation, that you're going to get absolutely the ascension you're looking for. So if you want to hear what your spirit guides are saying, meditate often.
I said that this morning.
Yep, see? Synchronicity, potentiation, my Moxie said. I said that this morning.
On my video.
Ah, she's a shit. All right, so Miriam, this is for you. Shift needs to happen for you, Miriam. I feel like you need to start setting your limits and boundaries sooner and more often. I am seeing the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords has to do with conflict. And I'm not saying, Miriam's saying not routinely, and kind of improperly, but I'm getting into it. I can give you a few clues on how to get that. But Miriam, I'm seeing the Five of Swords. For those of you over here on Facebook, Five of Swords looks like this. And what the Five of Swords is crossing swords. This is you setting your boundaries early and often. This is like, nope, we're not doing that. Yeah, that's not happening. Okay, we'll see about that. It's like speaking to that. Because I do feel, Miriam, that the Lover's card is showing up for you. And how the Lover's card plays in this deck is it's a blending of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and it's sometimes an inner conflict. So what I'm seeing for you right now is that you're ready to move forward. Shift is about to happen, but you have some resistance and balance. So when it comes to meditation, here's the thing that I found was key for me in shifting it from just sitting still and quiet and not moving, because I thought that was the goal, right? Just sit still. Because we can all need a little sitting still in all the chaos, how our phone is dinging constantly, our friends are going, the TV's on, etc., right? So as you have a moment to do your meditation, the goal is, for me, I think the shift was finally shifting my energy to realizing that it was all in the breath. Okay. And what I mean by all in the breath was I had a really hard time following along with anybody who did guided meditation because they're like, breathe in, breathe out. And I could never get their pace. Okay. So they're like, take a deep breath. It was either too fast or too slow. And so I was like, I must be doing something wrong. So here's what I discovered that was the key for me when it came to meditation. Control your breathing. That's it. Sit super still, stack your spine. I don't know if you want to sit on your knees or cross your legs, but you want to stack your spine because that's all your communication network. Nice peaceful pose that's comfortable. If you have to back your booty up against something where you can support yourself, do that. But just so it's comfortable, the goal is not to be uncomfortable and then just see how far you can go in an uncomfortable state. There's levels to this shit. However, and I'm sure that's part of it. However, controlling your breathing, get a few good deep breaths in and just be ugly about it. You know what I'm saying? Individual readings depend on how much time you want. $60 for 30 minutes is about the special I'm doing right now. You can find that on my website. So it's $60 for 30. If you want to go longer, it's $60, $90, and an hour is $120. So like I'm saying, if you take a deep breath a few times and get yourself oxygenated, what you do is finally control the breathing so that your inhalation lasts as long as your exhalation and vice versa. Okay. So your inhalation, the pause afterward, and then your exhalation should all be equal time. And eventually, 2 to 3 minutes, you're in such a calm state. If you get the breathing down, the rest handles itself. And just ignore your thoughts. Don't chase them like you usually do. Oh, I got to pay my bill. Oop, squirrel, I got to pay my bill. So just be like, I got to pay my bill and let it go by and don't engage with the thought. It's like that text that comes across on your phone. Okay. Miriam, exactly. So as the phone is over here texting, like there's been times where I've been in meditation and I forgot to, turn off the ringer on my phone or the notifications or whatever, put my dog up. And it's just like, ignore that data, ignore that for a minute. It doesn't mean pretend it doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that you didn't notice it. It doesn't mean a thought doesn't happen. You're not trying to blanken your mind to the point where you're not thinking ever again, but it's just to the point of controlling that energy and just letting your body come into a state of relaxation. And so if you're breathing in for 15 seconds, pause for 15 seconds, and exhale for 15 seconds. And eventually you stop kind of noticing that you're breathing and you just kind of go into a little zen. The second thing that I want to point out, she's saying I'm a water sign. My best meditation is in the shower. I know somebody else that's just like that. The other thing that I want to point out with meditation is I noticed that I started to see things in my head and I would move my eyes to try to catch it. Because when you see something out of the corner of your eye, what do? Is you look, right? So what I had to practice with was I started seeing things in my mind's eye and I kept trying to look up and I would lose that again and I'd have to start all over. And so just allow that whatever crosses your mind, whatever comes into your third eye, allow it. Allow it to pass through. Don't focus on it. And that's the biggest thing with astrology with meditation is surrender. So I hope that helps you guys. Let me look up here in the comments and see who has questions for me. I will you post my website on that chat for me on Facebook? So if you want a one-on-one with me, that's how you do it. Or she's going to post my link. I do have my PayPal here for those of you that loved it. So let's see who had a question for me. Does that help you, Miriam? Because I am seeing astrology seems like such a beautiful and complex thing. It'd take weeks to understand, but I really am interested in diving into the subject. So Miriam, here's what's true. We're going to give you tools in the first little lesson that can help you with following along with the aspects and all of that. Hi, Moxie. Oh, so she's saying, I believe definite planet positions affects meditation depending on the energy and planetary aspect it's creating. And Isaac's saying, one of my ways of doing a meditation, a silence time with myself, is just breathe natural and look at trees or look at the clouds for a few minutes. That gives me a peace of mind. That's excellent. Okay, so guided meditations never work for me either. That's all like, I'm too caught up in the sounds they're making, the image they're trying to paint, the pace at which they're describing for me to breathe, and it just never works. And you can find me on My Psychic One as well if you just want to dial up and go that route. Let me find the link for My Psychic One. There it is. Oh, that's not it. She snapped at the dog. All right, so this is for Bit Sarah. What will 2020 have in store for me? Will I find my soulmate or have a change of career? That's 3 questions. 2020, soulmate, and career. So pick a question and come back to me and I will dive into that for you. So yeah, I can't follow guided meditation. It's a little bit confusing for me. So at any rate, guys, it's been fun chatting with you. Any more questions for me and I will dive in there. I am going to pull a few cards there for Miss Charlene. Let's see here. It was Beat Sarah. What will 2020 have in store? I'll just do a quick general for you.
Soulmate.
And thank you for joining me. Huh?
Soulmate.
Soulmate.
Beat Sarah.
Soulmate. So that's a different deck. I'm going to use the Mystic Dreamer deck. Hi, Gwynny. Gwynny. And then I'm going to go have lunch with Moxie. Everything's better with a little Moxie. A little magic, a little Moxie, and all karma. Soulmate. I'm just kidding. Can't do anything about my Moxie. Okay, so for those of you that know karma, what do I say about your soulmate? If you have to ask, they're not the one. If you have to ask if someone's your soulmate, they're not. I promise you, you will know. All right, so unfortunately, I'm seeing that you have a little bit of a delay been going on lately. This is the 3 of Wands. I am seeing 6 of Cups, which means house and home and someone you used to know. But I'm seeing right now that what's going to happen for you up and coming is I see you being fatigued about relationships. This is the 9 of Wands. I'm also seeing the 8 of Wands, which references like you feel like you've put yourself out there enough already. And I feel like you're thinking, oh my God, this is a lot. However, 6 of Swords is telling me that relationships are going to get a little bit easier for you. I'm not seeing soulmate energy for you quite yet, but I am seeing commitment. But you're coming out of a rough stage. If you look here, you have the Tower card. So she's got the Tower. She also has commitment coming up, and she has fatigue. So as you have fatigue, it tells me that you're tired of this shit. It's like I keep repeating the same lessons over and over. So here's the thing, the definition of insanity. Are you doing the same thing over and over? Because you're going to create the same results. Are you looking for the same type of men? Has your behavior changed? Because what's true is if you're not doing internal work, what's going to happen is you're going to keep experiencing the same mirror, okay, as you go. So I'm seeing delay and wait, and let me show you what that looks like right here. Is the 3 of Wands, and that's delay and wait. Thank you, darling. She knows me, and I mean, marry me. Marry me. Best friend of 23 years. There's just something about having someone who knows and loves you and knows all your little shit. But she knows as soon as I get off here, I'll be short-circuited and needing sugar. Thank you for the idea. I'm seeing a delay for you, darling. You have some work to do, but if you want to unpack that, figure out why there's a delay and what work you need to be specifically focusing on, hit me up and we'll get you handled. Isaac asks my favorite question, and we talk about this all the time on my lives. How do we know whether someone is our soulmate or twin flame? So there's a lot of debate about this. Have you guys heard all about the different ways people to describe someone as their soulmate or their twin flame? He's my twin flame. He's my soulmate. Now, I'm only going the gospel according to karma, okay? This isn't something I've discovered elsewhere. This isn't, I don't know. This is just what I believe. Thank you, Jacqueline. She said, don't forget to share. Subscribe to my YouTube, guys. Karma on Deck Psychic on YouTube. And I'm on my Babalawo Psychic Readings. But if you want to find me on YouTube, it's Karma on Deck, just like my website. So yeah, share, subscribe, hang out. So gospel according, or I should say soulmates according to karma, is your soulmate is your catalyst. They're the one that comes in and shakes up your shit. They're the Tower card. They're the one that shows you your foundation. They're the ones that show you your highest heights. They're the ones that show you your depths. Okay? So a soulmate is somebody that smacks you in the head like an anvil. I'm not talking a hammer. I'm not talking the door slamming in your face. Hi, Bitsy. I'm talking about your soulmate is, and you know it. That's it. No doubt. No question. It's a, oh shit. And it's not easy. Soulmates are never easy, right? Soulmates are, okay. Twin flames. My twin flame, Mr. Jones, he is that person that came in and feels like home-baked bread and chocolate chip cookies and a comfy blanket, and I can tell him anything, and there's no heat, and there's no judgment, and there's chemistry. There's always been chemistry, but there's this deep-seated friendship, and there is this companionship with it, and there is this total like twin feeling, or somebody that knows you intrinsically and that doesn't feel complicated and it doesn't feel difficult. Now, not everybody gets a soulmate, and it doesn't mean you're broken, and it doesn't mean that you're not getting something, or you're getting gypped or cheated. Okay, here's what's true about soulmates is that sometimes you just have a lifetime or a thing that you got to do, and this is it. This is the time. Some of us are blessed enough to have a beautiful, peaceful, loving, gentle, companionable walk. And some of us are very lucky to have that, and they're the most beautiful relationships. And then there are those of us that have the soulmate that come in, and they are that, I don't want to say power couple, because it's not exactly that either, because some twin flames really do operate like that, and they're perfectly happy. They're just different incarnations of companionship that you decided that you wanted in this lifetime. Because last time you might have had a twin flame, but this time, and you got to rest. So think of that as your nap time, your rest, your easygoing life. You needed that. We all need a healing phase. So maybe that was your blessing for doing good work last time, where it doesn't have to be so cataclysmic, so to speak. So you can't look at it as feeling robbed, because your soulmate, your companion that comes in that you signed up to do this work with, isn't a twin flame or a soulmate. So I think a lot of people believe that they have to have their soulmate or their twin flame. I think they're just different paths for different times, because we all signed up for this. Does that make sense? That's love according to karma. Okay? You can play with that energy however you want. You can sign up for that program or what?
Benita asks, how does Christopher currently feel or think about me?
Benita! We're talking about Christopher right now.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher. Ooh, I'm picking up Christopher's conflicted. Does that help you, Isaac? Oh, that's sugar. Sugar. Hi, Mary. Christopher. Again, everybody's on this waiting train. I have the Three of Wands. He's waiting to see what you're going to do. I also feel like he's got a temper. And he owes you an apology. I'm not sure what the Devil card's all about, but sometimes that plays with addiction of some kind or bad habits. This is a complicated one. It's not something I'm going to be able to answer in just a few cards. But I am seeing that they may have gotten themselves in a little pickle. And I don't want to talk about that on live. It's just something that's complicated, I will say. But I do feel like they're genuine. I do feel like there's love present. And I do feel like this person balances you out. So, however, they're in a place of a lot of judgment right now. Amy Marie, will I meet a good man in January, February? Seriously, I'm Capricorn and single, and I want to marry. So he's a Capricorn. Oh, there you go, Benita. So your partner is a Capricorn, and the Devil card is the Capricorn symbol. So hopefully that's not a bunch of complication. It didn't really feel like it. If you want a one-on-one with me, karmaondeck.com, or find me at mypsychic.one, among other places. So this one is for Avi. I was supposed to get a reading from you once. Well, you know where to find me. Get your schedule, get your reading booked, because it's filling up a little fast. You're welcome, Benita. Avi. Waiting. Defensive. Hi, Cindy. I am feeling like... So here's what I'm thinking. You have to decide that this is something that you want. I don't feel like you're actively looking for it. This isn't going to show up like Christmas morning, unfortunately. I feel like you've taken yourself off the dating circuit, that you've sat back a little bit and taken a break, and that's perfectly okay. Because what I am seeing is you're not enjoying the single life very much. You're feeling a little broken and empty. My recommendation and best coaching advice is to feed that shafak. Nice to meet you. So what I'm seeing is, so here's the thing, happiness is contagious. So when you're pouting, nobody wants to coax you out of your mood. So if you're happy, outgoing, and active, that's magnetic and irresistible. I always say I love to go watch karaoke. Why? Because those people don't give a shit. They're just up there singing, and they're being awkward, and they're being silly, and they're having a good time, and they're drunk, and it's irresistible. When you go and see a dancer throwing their body around on stage, it's irresistible. You can't take your eyes off somebody that's truly dancing, or someone that's singing. I don't care if they're off key. They're irresistible. So my recommendation, Shafak, is for you to go out and play with yourself. Play with what you like to do, where you like to be. Because here's what's true. When you go to the book club, because that's what you love, are books, or when you go to a painting group, or when you go hiking, you're going to start glowing with the glow up of you. And you're going to start attracting people that are into the same thing that you are. So don't go into the pout, because I'm seeing that that's what you're waiting for, and you're indecisive on what you really want. So get clear. And I'm seeing the Two of Swords, which is indecision. In 2019, you said to me that you will marry, but it didn't happen. Well, my timelines are shit, so I can never really promise when, but I do see. Anyways, guys, this is a blast. I'm really glad that I got to spend this time with you. I did feel like I went on a little bit of a rant, and it was fun, and it's exciting. And Moxie's going to be back tonight at 5 p.m., so we have plans to jump back on here and go live and play with you guys later. So look forward to that. We're going to be talking about astrology later today. Are we still doing that at 5?
5:30.
5:30 tonight, guys. Mountain time. Because I was screwing that up saying Central. I don't know where the hell I'm at. Miami, somewhere in the middle. Come say hi. So Moxie's home for lunch. I'm going to go play with her for a little while. Little Magic and Moxie and Karma. I'm so excited.
So excited.
All right, kids.
See you guys.
Play nice. See you next year. Actually, I'll see you later today. Love and light. Thanks. Like, subscribe, share. If you want your reading, book it now. It's getting there. All right. See you later.